Hey guys, Footy Manager TV here. Welcome to episode number 28 of my FIFA 15 Road to Glory career mode with Shrewsbury. You can see there Knight Percival accepts the new contract along with Callum Burton, even though we have a new prospect in the goalkeeping position. I think we've got a couple actually, but yeah, we've got to keep the pressure on places, you can't just give it to Callum Burton. He's a young guy. He's still a lower overall, and doesn't have highest potential that a youth player would, or a good youth player anyway, with the maximum 94 potential, at least when you originally signed them up. So here, I think it's kind of going to be the end of the season. It's going to be like the roundup. We're going to scout some players here, but the end of the episode, or towards the end of the episode, I'm going to show you a squad report, kind of that end of season squad report. Might title that the episode as well, end of season squad report, just to give you a yearly training update, kind of. That's in Football Manager. Like, there's always training updates, and there's a yearly training summary. See how the players have grown throughout the season, so that's something I'll kind of focus on. But yeah, here we're scouting some Belgian players, or at least players in the Belgium league, and there's quite a few talents there. But then there's Funes Mori, who we scouted before, and you can see his total scout report there. He's worth about 2.4 million. So again, we're going to need some decent money to sign him like that, and he's only a centre-back, so we've got decent guys already. But yes, now Niklas Müller wants to leave, and I'm happy about that. He's perfect, and it's really cool. It's really cool how they made that this year, how the youth players actually have faces. You can see them, not just that silhouette thing, I think it's called. And Jordan Lawless as well. I really want to sign him up. He looks good, and I hope he actually looks good when we do sign him up, and doesn't have poor work rates, maybe some skills as well as Niklas Müller, as expected. Has anyone ever got a rejected youth player? Like, when you offer them a contract, and they reject it? I haven't experienced that. Maybe if you don't give them a good one, like what they want, but it accepts every time, more or less. Tommy Urich is a guy who's going to be on my radar. Very cheap wages, 67 rated. He's Australian as well, could be good. But again, I really don't want to be biased towards maybe Australian players. I want to sign the best players possible. And look at this guy, Sawang Cambo. Just had a guess how to say his name. He obviously wasn't aware for the photo. I think he's an ex-Chelsea youth player. But Niklas Müller, the scout, a future star player, how is he going to look? This is the time of truth. The moment of truth. And Niklas Müller is a 68 rated player. Look at that. And look at his technical attributes. He's not quick, but he's got like 86s there. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. So compared with Damari Byram, those two guys, him and Niklas Müller, look at that 86 ball control and dribbling. And then he's got some other neat 70s like free kick accuracy, long passing, long shots, curve, shot power. Of course, the only downside, he doesn't have skills or anything like that. The work rates are okay. Low defensive work rate isn't terrible. And then you got the medium for attack. I'd like it to be high, but because he has low defensive work rate, he'll always stay forward. So that's as good as having attacking work rate, I feel, anyway. Slightly more lazy than not having the attacking work rate, but he comes in and he's a best rated striker and he's only 16. Oh my god, we're going to have some fun. We're going to have some fun. And it makes for a good potential lineup for us. Like, he's not pacey, but he can start for us. Then he'll allow Enye or Mopé to start on the bench, and then they can come on for him and put some pace on, and be very dangerous in the last maybe 30 minutes of games. And Theo Bongonda here, 70 rated. If we have the money for him, he'll be a neat signing. But I'm still so excited about Niklas Müller, man. And he's got high potential as well. He could be, like, by the time we get to the Premier League, or at least at some point, he'll be at least 80 rated, but potentially even higher. He got potential up to, what is it? Was it in between like 84 and 90, yeah? So he could be like a high 80s player for us. Wow, imagine that if he becomes like that like a top 4 kind of player, like a top player in the world, 86 at least. He could take us to some heights. So, what do you think about all these players coming through? And now, it's all happening. It's all happening. Now, Neal Mopé is going to sign. We just need to offer him the contract and the money, of course, at 725k. I've been talking out always that we need to pay for him. And the rest of these players, just so you know, those players running out of the contract, won't be renewed because we haven't used them. A couple that were out loan, I think. A couple of those younger guys. And again, it's another scout report, more updates. Aaron Eves, I don't think he'll have a future at the club, especially we're getting these really high potential guys now. Probably won't be good enough, but look at Alan Antonio. Minimum overall of 64. Like, looking at that, he's better than Callum Burton. He's better, and he's got higher potential, surely. I don't think Callum Burton will have something in like the low 90s or high 80s. Surely not. So he's going to be signed up. And our team, without making any signings yet, of course, we haven't gotten to the next season, we're changing the kind of prospect of our team, and Jordan Lawless as well. We're going to see how he's rated, but our goalkeeper will be different. We're adding another striker in there, Damari Byram in centre midfield, like more of a defensive midfield type. Almost half of the team is being changed before we get into transfers, and these guys being able to be first team is such an aspect, and it's so positive for us. That we can do that, because then we can spend a lot of money making maybe like on a really big signing in one certain position. And don't forget, we signed a centre back on a pre-contract. I can't quite remember his name. It'll get to me when he joins. He's a beastly guy, no doubt, from the MLS. Oh yeah, was it Opara? Yeah, Opara, the beast. No doubt he's Opara and he's OP. Even it has it in his name. He has OP in his name. So of course he was going to be OP in FIFA. And there's Mark Uth, if that's how you say his name, not really sure. So Neil Maupay accepts. Thank you. I was a bit scared, a bit skeptical, but I shouldn't have been, really. Everything was set for him to sign, and he's up to a 66 overall right now. But we'll talk about the overalls and the improvements when we get to the squad report. Phyllis Kirk, because we did sign him up early, he's still got potential in him though, but I feel we just probably have to send him out on loan so he can get a chance to grow. And Alan Antonio and Jordan Lawless accept. And they're new guys, They're new guys to the team. We just signed them in the previous episode, yeah? Like 1 month ago in game. In like the April update. And look at that, Alan Antonio. He's 68 rated. 68! And look at those goalkeeping attributes. Lowest is like 66, and that's a reflexes. And look at that, 5-star weak foot. I don't think it's that important for a keeper. Well, kicking is kind of important, but it's not so crucial, like if you compare it to 5-star skills. And we may have something to talk about on that front. Jordan Lawless has 5-star skills and he's rated 68. But for a wide player, not having heaps of pace is a bit of a downside. But wow, we get a keeper with 5-star weak foot. And then we get a right midfielder with 5-star skill moves. We have hit gold. More players gonna come bang straight into the first team. This is insane, man. Wow, I did not expect that. Well, technically I already played it, but yeah, like when I was playing it, I didn't expect, to get those guys through, like with that kind of overall. Well, I was kind of anticipating. I knew you can see what it's in between, like 64, 68, whatever. And yeah, you can have an idea, but you don't know they're going to have these other good attributes as well. Mark Ellis, see, he wants 2K per week. And he's only on 750 right now. So I wasn't really sure about that. You might think it's not a huge difference. But saying that, he's not an amazing player. But next up, we're going to check out Besart Berisha at Melbourne Victory. 70 overall. Really good striker, but he's 29. You might think don't sign him, he's a bit older. But he's an amazing striker. He's an amazing striker. Best striker in the A-League. Could argue for the best player in the A-League as well with Thomas Broich, but Tom Rogic as well, a good young Australian player who's kind of gone off the radar a little bit. I think he has injury problems and he's not even in the Australian national team anymore. But here we have a performance review meeting scheduled. I'm scared. Nah, no way. Of course we're gonna keep. Well, hopefully, I'm gonna keep my job. You would imagine I would. Do they take into account, even though it shouldn't be an issue, because I got them promoted, won the J-Paint trophy, but do they take into account, like, the, youth players you've brought to the club? Because, like, Alan Antonio, amazing. He's so much more better than Callum Burton, and he's got the potential to boot. So here is the review of the season. Cameron Gale, he's gone +4 for the season. Looks real good. Jermaine Granderson, who I feel he had a fantastic season, but only +1. You might expect that at 24. Connor Goldson, huge, going +4. Mickey Dimitri was really, really consistent. +3 at 25 is real good. Jordan Lawless, of course, just joined with 5-star skills. Gail Bigirimana signed in January, gone +2. Really, really good player. Damari Byram already starting to go up. He's got a few 80 attributes defensively, marking, slide tackle, and stand tackle. James Caton has developed better than I expected. He didn't look that good when I just started at Shrewsbury, of course, but he's developed into an okay player. Clinton Enyi, an amazing signing for 0 in January. That was an inspired signing. And you look at Callum Burton, had an amazing season progression-wise, +5. But now we have a guy who's about 10 overalls better. What do we do? And he's going to be sitting on the bench next season, most likely. Because, like I said, we have a guy who's 10 overall better and will have higher potential. So you probably will want me to play him, of course. And even if I just judge off base performance, judge off their performances, he'll probably be better, the higher rated goalkeeper. He's not even higher rated by a little bit, it's by a lot. So yeah, that's pretty much it on the key players. A lot of these other guys, reserve guys. Sean McGee, like I said, didn't really have high potential. Josh Giannelli, though, he had a good season. Like, +4 is really, really good. That's why I talk about his pace. Sprint speed up to 89. That could get deep into the 90s if he keeps progressing. Still really, really young. Ashley Vincent, want to sell him because he is getting a bit older. And yeah, he's a little bit quick, but apart from that, doesn't have much ability. And Jason, I'm going to sell him. Not sure how to say his last name, but he's going to be going anyway. Any other goalkeepers we're going to sell, we're just going to keep the young guys. Callum Burton will be the backup from now on, that high potential, high quality youth player. He's going to be, Alan Antonio. He's going to be number 1 here on out. Unless we get someone better, but it's like, how can you get, that's as high as you could almost get, you think, a 68 overall for a 16-year-old scouted player. So, that's pretty much it. Akpa Akpros, he's going down in some attributes, even though he's gone +1 for the whole season. I'm actually going to look to transfer list him. And I think we could bring in another guy, because then we'll have 3, yeah? You have Inyi, Mopay, and then Muller. But then maybe we'll bring in one more guy. Or is 3 enough? But the thing is, if you get one big injury, that will be bad. Then you only have 2 and no one really quality to rotate with. So maybe any suggestions for a striker? We might have around 2 million to spend. We're going to have to wait and see. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Drop a like if you want to see the next season. And I'll see you guys in the very next video.